Well, 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 chat. Hello, hello. I hope you guys are having a pleasant evening. I think we have a lot of first timers in chat, so I should probably, uh, you know, address this kind of stream. Oh, hold on, why am I? Oh, my eye is stuck. I'm using my old model, my old outfit, because it has a sitting emote, and I really wanted to use it. But my face does feel a little stiff now. No offense, my old model, it's very beautiful. Thank you for the sub, some Brerizo. So these streams, oh my god, thank you for the level 5 hype train, by the way. I really, really appreciate it. Even though these streams are going to be very, very laid back. Oh wow, thank you for the tier 3 Mokolu. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. For those of you who've missed the other parts of this, we are playing through a game called The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. And the thing about The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante is that it is very, very similar to just a novel, like a multiple choice novel, like multiple routes. So there are options we can take, but the stream is going to be mostly reading, unwinding. It's a very easy stream for me, and people seem to really, really enjoy that. Thank you for the sub, Lord Zelix. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry, your name, Elpic D. Thank you so much. And Wang and Hanyo, thank you. And Rodrigue Ways. Thank you guys for the subs. But as I said, it's going to be mostly me reading. I don't look at chat most of the time until we have to make decisions. Sometimes I'll ask the chat for their opinion on making a certain decision. Otherwise, I mostly just duck my head and we read chat, we read. Thank you for the bits, Daddy Ross. Thank you for the sub, Pineapple Pickleboy, for the 5-month streak. I appreciate it. Yeah. If you're just hopping in the middle of it, I totally understand, because there's a lot of missed context. This, for an example, the story that The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante takes place in, everybody in the world has like 3 lives. And they can die 3 times before they experience true death. And everybody is sorted into different predetermined roles in society at birth. So there is a lot of context that you might be missing if you didn't listen to the first few parts of this story. Thank you for the resub, Just the Orange. Thank you very much. I think we're ready to get in. I think we're just going to dive right into it. Again, I'm probably not going to be interacting with chat much. That's just the kind of stream this is. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the bits, McBow. Let's get us fired up, baby. Unfortunately, I don't remember much. I don't remember much about what happened last time, because it's been such a long time since we've played. We are 22 years old now, chat. 22. Thank you for the bits, Kyrax. All right, let me drink some water. Oh, let me get baby up here. One sec. Here we go. We're gonna put her right there. Hey, we're the same age. All right. Okay, we're going in. We're going in, baby. You tell Stefan that the only way to get them out of this mess is with Father's help. Oh, right, because Stefan, they got into a thing. I'll try to remember. We'll figure it out soon. No, Chad, Father must not know about this. If he gets involved, we won't be able to avoid dishonoring the family. You coldly reply that, after this incident, disgrace is inevitable. All that remains is to try and minimize the damage. Leaving your brothers, you go upstairs to your father's office. Fuck, what was the context? Didn't he kill a guy? Oh, he did kill a guy. Yeah. He killed a guy. Alright, okay. No, it's starting to come back. Father says, what happened, Chad? You give Father an account of the incident. He becomes more and more grim with every word you utter. Is this why I earned the judge's mantle? To get my own sons out of prison? I would have expected something like this from Nathan, but Stefan? I will not demean myself so they can avoid their punishment. Thank you for the resub, Cosmic Snake, and thank you for the bit, Safari Guy. You argue that in this case, the damage to your family's reputation will be far greater. Stefan will be publicly deprived of his sword, and Nathan will be sentenced to hard labor on the streets. Father says, I hate to admit it, but you're right, son. I'll have to swallow my pride and plead their case to the prefect. Stefan is his nephew, after all. Father gets an audience with his superior, Elborn. He returns downhearted, but holding the prefect's order. Together, you walk towards the dungeon and present the order to the guards. Stefan Brante's sword is to be returned at once. He has not broken the law and must be freed. As for Nathan Brante, you will personally cover the damages the inn has sustained. There's no reason to keep a son of a noble family behind bars. Seeing the prefect's seal, the guard nods obediently and returns Stefan's sword. Stefan says, Father, I knew you'd come to the rescue. I haven't really done anything shameful. We will discuss this at home. Stefan shields his sword reverently as Nathan is let out of the cell. The older brother takes the younger brother by the scruff of the neck and pulls him up to the door. Nathan staggers and shuffles along limply. The prefecture is highly displeased with the indiscreet nepotism your father took advantage of. Unsavory rumors about the Brante family creep through Anazote. Back home, Father lectures Stefan. Your elder brother objects and blames Nathan for everything. From now on, there will be no more drinking bouts or other nocturnal exploits, Nathan. Who are those rogues you've befriended anyways? Stop shaming this family. If you're so worthless, at least let others go about their business in peace. Do you understand, you blockhead? Nathan remains silent, staring despondently somewhere above him. For those of you who are new here, those are our stats. We lost a little bit of reputation with our father, but I think it was a trade worth making. Tolerance of faiths. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Huh. I don't know what that means. Thank you for the gifted sub, Pineapple Pickle Boy. With each passing year, more and more priests and laymen are becoming adherents of the new faith. The sermons of Abbot Leonard and his supporters are resonating with people. The new believers proceed toward the peak of the pillar while defying the law of Hisadius. They are led only by the love of the twins. As Patriarch Cassius's flock becomes smaller in numbers, his sermons become progressively fiercer. Brothers and sisters, the false prophet Fotis is dead, but his heretical teachings live on and continue to poison our land. Every day, more and more of our friends, family members, and neighbors fall under the spell of Abbot Leonard and those who have been deceived by his honeyed words. The Inquisition is supposed to be a shield for the true faith and a sword of retribution for the heretics and apostates, yet it remains idle. So we must rely on ourselves. Thank you for the sub, Mick Scriffle. Heed my call, brothers and sisters. Save your loved ones. Save those who have lost their way and their true faith. Bring them back, whatever the cost. The leaves of the silver tree rustle soothingly. You try to breathe deeply and evenly, taking control of your emotions. But as soon as you open your eyes, your stomach turns. The temple of the silver tree reeks of death. Red blood flows over the white marble. In its hideous patterns, you recognize traces of bodies that have vanished after a lesser death. Every step produces a nauseating, squelching sound. Thank you for the sub, Good Day. And Maolak, thank you very, very much. The tier 2, thank you, Maolak. Armed men barged into the temple during Father Leonard's midday sermon. Their faces were hidden, their clothes adorned with the symbol of the Church of the Twin Gods. They attacked the new believers, then took their own lives. Jean's voice echoes through the empty temple. I think we're done here, Brother Chad. I have the full list of victims. They all suffered a lesser death. We'll question them thoroughly after they're reborn. The attackers yelled that they were willing to condemn themselves to eternal suffering just to purge this sacred place of heresy. They are commoners who dare to go against their lot in order to save people who have succumbed to the heresy of the new faith. Do you think Cassius is right? Is the Order to blame for what happened? You have no time to answer. A sharp voice calls out from the entrance of the temple. Sylvan says, maybe you should get out of your cell once in a while, Missy. The old believers slaughter us like cattle in our own temple, but you're willing to acquit them and blame the Order for not taking charge of this bloody harvest. An unfamiliar, frail old man is standing by the entrance. Beside him stands Leonard, the abbot of the temple. Jean grows crimson with fury. How dare you say such things, old man? Am I wrong? Did your champions of faith come to our aid? No, you let the fanatics go ahead with their bloodbath. Leonard says, calm down, Sylvan. I implore you. This is just your anger and bitterness talking. Sister Jean, pray forgive this man for his harsh words. He is full of sorrow and grief. It is understandable. Jean heads to the exit without saying a word. You are about to follow her, but Father Leonard stops you at the threshold. Inquisitor Chad, may I ask you to stay for a moment? Jean leaves. The three of you are alone in the temple. You, Leonard, and the strange old man. Let me introduce my old friend, Sylvan Samosta. Sylvan, this is Inquisitor Chad Thundercock. Sylvan examines you with distinct distrust. His eyes rest on your Inquisitor's medallion. Why should we trust him, Leonard? He's a bloodthirsty fanatic, like all the other Inquisitors. I don't think we should. Stop, Sylvan. Inquisitor Chad Thundercock is not our enemy. Can't you trust one person? He does not wish us ill. I can vouch for him. Alright. The twins whisper in my ear that you may be right. You ask the abbot what it was he wanted to discuss with you. Instead of Leonard, the old man speaks to you. He points at the signs of the recent massacre. Have a good look around, Inquisitor. We're being killed in our own temple, but we can't defend ourselves. If something like this happened in a temple of the old faith, the city would be teeming with furious nobles, guards, and legion soldiers. But now, everyone is silent, and the Patriarch keeps sicking his fanatics on us. The Patriarch? Does Samosa have any proof of his involvement in the attack? Is there any proof he wasn't involved? The oaf is simply horrified by the prospect of Leonard becoming Patriarch. He feels threatened. He wants to intimidate us or destroy us. Leonard puts a comforting hand on the old man's shoulder. Sylvan shakes it off with irritation. Inquisitor Chad, we must get the right to protect our temples against such attacks. In truth, we cannot rely upon the champions of faith. The new faith does not limit people with lots. Those who are willing to take up arms in order to defend our temple have the right to do so. What if they find their path to the twins in this service, in defending their brothers in faith? If the prefect of the province allows the commoners of our parish to organize a militia, we'll be able to protect ourselves. This tragedy will not repeat itself. Sylvan says, Alborn is a good man. He's willing to cooperate, but he says he'll need the approval of either the Patriarch or the Inquisition. As you can imagine, we have no hope when it comes to Cassius, but if you, Chad, speak on behalf of your order, The prefect will issue the decree, and we will fear these bloody massacres no more. Thank you for the sub, Cool Matt and Anonymous13. Thank you guys very, very much. You turn to the site of the recent battle. The scarlet blood has been scorched black by the heat. I think because we're on the side of the new faith. I mean, we're on the side of the new faith, so I don't think we have any, like this is the obvious choice, isn't it? Thank you for the resub, Terlos. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. We gotta support the new faith. Fine. You will speak on behalf of the Order and aid the new believers in organizing their militia in order to protect the temples. Sylvan grins. Lennart lets out a sigh of relief. Alright, Lennart, you were right. Inquisitor Chad Thundercock is a fine young man. Samosta unceremoniously pats you on the back. Lennart taps his staff on the ground in indignation. Sylvan, show some respect, you old fool. Thank you, Inquisitor. You've done a good deed. Your decision will save many lives. Unbeknownst to Jean and Ulrich, you write a lengthy letter to Augustine L. Bourne. The Inquisition will allow the prefect to grant commoners of the new faith the right to defend the temples of the twins. Ooh, do I smell a civil war brewing? Several days later, L. Bourne personally announces the new decree in front of the prefecture. The prefecture hereby bestows upon commoners professing the new faith the right to defend their sacred temples in armed combat. This decision has been approved by the clergy of the new faith and the Inquisition. When Jean and Ulrich find out what you have done, they are livid. How could you approve such an outrage? You've deceived and betrayed us. You've compelled the commoners to violate their lot. You've armed those who recognize no law above them. If even true believers have resorted to bloodshed, what is there to stop those apostates? Not only have you led these people astray and doomed them to endless suffering at the foot of the pillar, you've damned yourself as well. Squads of new believers now guard all the temples in which the teachings of Fotis are preached. Old Faith fanatics make a few more attempts to attack them, but the New Faith militia, led by Sylvan Samosta, prevents any bloodshed. Thank you for the sub, Hext. The costs may have been high, but the new believers can now perform their services without fear of armed reprisals. Oh, they hate us. Oh, shit. Magra has received alarming news from the neighboring province of Illyria. The lowborn convicts toiling the Illyrian mines have revolted against their noble masters. For the first time in many long, peaceful years, commoners have taken up arms. Worse yet, the insurgents had guns and gunpowder, and no one knows how they got them. Gunpowder weapons were banned throughout the Empire as soon as they were invented. The lords deemed firearms dishonorable and unfit for the nobles. Even Legion soldiers are forbidden from using them. But now, gunshots were echoing through the mutinous Illyrian mines. The Imperial Legion was deployed to quell the riot. The legionnaires slaughtered the rebels without mercy, and the uprising choked to death on its own blood before it had even begun. The south of Illyria is now a forest of gallows. The convicts' corpses were left swaying in the wind as a warning to any commoner who might dare to take up arms. Thank you for the resub, Kuro. Although the rebellion quickly succumbed to the Imperial's military onslaught, many Legion soldiers and officials were slain by the insurgents' firearms. Their steel armor was no match for bullets. The rioters' weapons were destroyed in a public ceremony, but no one knows who built or smuggled them into the mines. All Imperial overseers soon issued public reminders in their provinces. The punishment for owning a gunpowder weapon is true death by execution. Thank you for the bits, Kuro. Did you move out of Alaska? Yes, I did move out of Alaska. If I miss it is a complicated question. But the Empire is still restless, still anxious. Somehow guns found their way into commoners' hands, if only for a short time. Could gunpowder and lead one day endanger the old ways of the Empire? Authorities of Magra fear that unrest may soon spill over here. Due to the double tax, peasant farms and industrial manufactories are facing harsh times. The province's wealth is steadily declining. But the discontent of the commoners is still held back by the eternal lot that demands that they accept their suffering. Well, I mean, if the commoners are getting guns and the nobles are too stuck up to use guns... Ain't that a dilemma? You have not had any serious cases since the investigations of Father Leonard's print shop and the Latari Society. The only matter that currently warrants the Inquisition's presence in the province is the ongoing struggle between the old faith and the new. Did Abbot Leonard lie to you about Patriarch Cassius's heresy? There's a knock at the door. Father Ulrich has left the province for now, so all petitioners are coming to you. You set your thoughts aside and focus your gaze on the visitor. A middle-aged nobleman enters your office. His jacket is decorated with large sewn-on beads. He states his name, Carl El Capo, and claims to have run afoul of magic. Sir El Capo owns a village by the name of Grashinia. The harvests there are abundant, and all plants and trees take root with amazing success. The villagers claim it is a blessing from the twins, but Sir El Capo thinks otherwise. The nobleman claims that Sister Ariadella, the village priestess, is a witch. People have seen plants and trees blossom and bear fruit at her touch. Here in barren Magra, with its lifeless soil. A pious man, Sir El Capo does not want to shelter a witch who corrupts his property with her ungodly sorcery and feeds its accursed fruit to his men. Man, she's just making food. You carefully write down the nobleman's every word, then leave for Gratiana at once, escorted by a squad of champions. Thank you for the resub, Fatty. Even from the high road, the village is striking. The trees, the grass, the flower beds, it's all green. Only nobles can afford such luxury in Anazote, and they import fertile soil for their gardens at great expense. You grew up among greenery, but your family garden had nothing this lush and green. You come to a halt next to a small, well-tended little house. A tall, slender young woman dressed in black cassock comes out to greet you. This can only be Sister Ariadella. She looks at you. Her eyes shine the brightest shade of emerald green. Greetings, Inquisitor. Please come in. As unexpected as your visit must be, the young woman shows no fear whatsoever. You tell the champions of faith to remain outside for now. Ariadella takes you to the back garden of her home. A beautiful, verdant garden. So, Inquisitor Chad, have you come to proclaim the miracle? What? What miracle? Ariadella smiles. She gestures to the flowers and trees growing all around. Why, just look. It's a miracle. A vast garden has appeared here, all thanks to our hard work and prayers to the twins. There's no garden like it anywhere else in Magra, except for those with imported soil. I've prayed for this ever since I was a little girl. It all started when I prayed for my mother's flowers not to die, and as soon as I touched the soil with a prayer on my lips, it became soft and the flowers grew strong. I've been doing it all my life. I just pray, touch the earth, and the soil lives again. This is why I became a priest. I wanted to use my gift from the twins for the good of the people. I went to Patriarch Cassius, and he guided me towards the priestly lot and sent me back home to Grashinia. And now our life here has become truly wondrous thanks to the twins. I knew you'd come, I just knew it. Who else should proclaim this miracle from the twins if not the Inquisition? Excuse me. Ariadella whispers a prayer to the heavens and touches a green stalk. It responds to her touch with a little bud. A moment later, a beautiful flower unfurls to greet you. The girl turns to you. There is great expectation in her eyes, and sparks of verdant green. Thank you for the resub, Mayday. You try your best to let her down gently. This wonder is different from the miracles worked by the twins. In fact, it's the opposite. The young woman's power comes from heretical magic, a distortion of the laws of creation, an act abhorrent to the twins. The priestess's face expresses confusion, then terror. How can you say such a thing? My power comes from the twins. I know it. I serve them. I bring their blessing into this world. I was guided to the priestly lot by Patriarch Cassius himself. He couldn't have been mistaken. He'd never lie to me like that. You are not ready to say why the Patriarch would do this. But as for Ariadella herself, she must be collared and sent to the House of Humility, where all witches and mages of the Empire belong. Chad, no! What the fuck? There she will be stripped of her lot and her free will to serve the Empire and its people as an instrument of the Church. The priestess is shocked. She cannot move. Tears begin to stream down her cheeks. No, you can't do this. How? Nothing will grow in the Grashinia without me. This village, it will die, and my entire garden along with it. The young woman falls to her knees, weeping. She folds her arms across her chest and begins to mutter. You can barely distinguish her words between her sobs and tears, but eventually you realize that she is praying. Although she believed herself to be a holy woman, Ariadella was, in fact, transgressing against the divine law. She must be punished, so saith the younger. And yet, she has devoted her powers to a good cause, utterly unaware that what she was doing was wrong. However, there is another question. Why would Cassius allow her to use magic in the name of the twins? It could not have been a mistake. The Patriarch intentionally set her on this heretical path. But why would he commit such sacrilege? To what end? Perhaps Father Leonard's report was not unfounded after all. The time for pondering is— No, I can't! No! Oh my god! What the fuck? Why can't I— My theology isn't high enough? Oh my god, no, just kill. That's so fucked up. Oh man, I don't have a choice. Chad, why are we going down such a dark path, bud? Keep it together, Chad, come on. You leave Ariadella to weep in her garden and shout for the champions of faith. Shackle the girl, you say. You are taking her to Anazote to be executed. Horrified, the villagers watch the soldiers drag the priestess to your carriage in chains. The women scream, the children bawl. Several men try to fight their way to Ariadella, but the champions of faith keep them away. You barely avoid a confrontation as you leave Grashinia. Back in the city, you ordered preparations to be made for Ariadella's execution. Everything must be done quickly before the Patriarch can intervene. Later that night, in the square by the Inquisition ward, the people of Anazote begin to gather. They say nothing. They're here to watch the ritual purging of corruption from this land. The young woman is bound to a wooden stake and surrounded by kindling. In a loud voice, you proclaim the sentence. The witch, Ariadella shall undergo the ritual of purifying flame. May it cleanse this land of her abhorrent magic. Chat, is there no coming back from this? What the fuck, Chad? Oh, no. The flames grow reluctantly. The wood produces smoke rather than fire. You close your eyes and begin to recite a prayer. The champions of faith join you, and soon everyone in the square is chanting, Chad, you were the chosen one! Glory be to the younger, defender of the world and the shining pillar. Glory be to the law he has bestowed upon us. Glory be to the order he protects. May he bless our deeds. May he preserve us from corruption and lawlessness. May his strength abide with us. But the choir of voices cannot drown out Ariadella's screams as she dies her true death in the flames. You hear a distant cry. Several priests run up to the pyre. Cassius is among us. The patriarch is panting, drenched in sweat. Thank you for the resub, metal-bearded man. Stop this. End this now, I beg of you. It's too late. Ariadella screams no longer, her body limp at the wooden stake, consumed by the blaze. By the light of the dancing flames, you swear you see tears in the patriarch's eyes. One of the priests put up an arm on Cassius's shoulder. We should leave, Cassius. There's nothing more we can do. The patriarch leaves the square, his head bowed. The crowd disperses. The fire dies down. Sir El Capo returns the next morning. He has come to thank you. The Inquisition reacted so swiftly to his report. He is impressed by your resolve in dealing with this evil. At first he had feared that the woman's comely appearance might cloud your judgment. You are indifferent to the nobleman's flattery. You made this decision for the sake of the twins, to cleanse the world of the taint of magic. A human life is a small price to pay for such a lofty goal. Chad Thundercock! I'm gonna hydrate. Oh, for those of you who are new here, this is my first playthrough of the game, so I'm basically going in totally blind. A holy day is coming, a day when the entire Empire thanks the twins for the silver tree, the sign they left behind as a reminder of their eternal presence in this world. This momentous occasion is especially important for Anazote, but the clergy cannot agree on how best to celebrate it. Thank you for the resub, Death the Kid Jr. Father Leonard has called for all worshippers of the twins to approach the Temple of the Silver Tree and kneel before the sacred relic. But the old clergy balks at the idea of Leonard and the new believers leading the ritual. The day has come. An immense crowd is moving in a procession towards the temple near the Silver Tree, where Father Leonard awaits. But an inquisitor by the name of Jean stands in their way. She strikes a defiant pose. Confronted by a member of the Holy Order of the Inquisition, the procession reluctantly stops. Thank you for the resub, WWW. People, turn back. Those who attended Leonard's rite will succumb to the new faith. Those who reject the lots will defy their divine design. You're about to bring the wrath of the gods down upon us. Open your eyes, go back to your home, and pray to the twins. The procession wants to move, but the people are confused, until Father Leonard himself walks out of the temple to meet Jean face to face. People of Anazote, nobody has the right to deny you the sacred ritual of worshipping at the tree, not even the Inquisition. Is such a denial not more likely to provoke the wrath of the twins? The Inquisition must now know that the new faith does not seek to challenge or defy the twins. We are merely trying to correct the mistakes of those who came before us. We do not anger the twins. We merely vex those who refuse to accept the dawn of a new age. Jean finds herself between a rock and a hard place. Seeing that she has no other choice, she lets the procession pass. The new faith's numbers have swelled of late. It cannot be stopped now. Well, that's good. That's what we were trying to do, I guess. I'm gonna hydrate. Sorry, I'm not over the cold-blooded witch murder. Today is an important holiday. The entire empire is celebrating the Festival of the Silver Tree, which commemorates the parting gift of the twin gods, the divine sapling they planted in our mortal world in the middle of Anazote. The families of the city spend the day in peace and quiet, contemplating the divine roots that join together all people, their bloodlines, and the entire empire. Mother always oversees this holiday. The day before the festival, she seems to have shaken off her usual apathy and engaged in the preparations with excitement. It was as though her illness has loosened its grip. Mother gathers the entire family for the holiday meal. Father is in high spirits today, sharing jokes with you and Nathan. Stefan is trying to suppress an atypical agitation. Gloria is the last to join you at the table. She is wearing new breeches with high stockings and a yellow vest. Gloria, you're wearing men's clothes again. No, Mother, I'm wearing clothes women are forbidden to wear. Father gives Gloria a stern look. Stefan rolls his eyes but says nothing. Suddenly, Nathan speaks up. A few days ago, in the market, I saw a grocer dressed as Overseer Gaius Tempest. He had a huge carrot for his scepter. He got a sound drubbing, of course, but until then, it was quite a hoot. Everybody laughs at the ridiculous story, relieved. Even Gloria has a smile on her face when she sits down. The feast commences. Your home finally feels warm for a moment. Mother says, it wasn't so long ago the four of you couldn't even reach up to this table. The first word you said, Gloria, was gimme. Nathan used to cling to my skirt all the time, almost tearing it. And you, Chad, you couldn't talk at all yet, but your piercing stare was so expressive it felt as if you were talking to me. Mother looks at Stefan and suddenly grows quiet. When I met Stefan, he was already 3 years old. He was so serious, and a smooth talker to boot. I remember he had a music teacher, but he was too shy to play in front of me, so I used to listen from the next room. Stefan's face twitches. Your elder brother rises and moves to the what? The harp. His fingers fly gracefully over the keys. A melody fills the house, melancholy and sweet. The last note lingers in the air. Then silence falls. The family is awestruck. Words fail you all. Who wrote that? A nobleman from the capital between drinking a glass of wine and beating up a servant? Your sister's cutting remark puts an end to the warm, cozy atmosphere. Stefan calmly turns to face her. No, it was I who composed this piece of music. It is called Mother. Mother rises to her feet. She would have needed help to do this just recently, but now she treads unassisted towards Stefan and draws him close. Stefan puts his arms around his stepmother's waist, then detaches himself awkwardly. May the twin gods bless you, Lydia. Gloria considers the scene with thinly veiled fury in her eyes. Of course, high-born nobles like Stefan are made for the arts. They're the only ones lucky enough to have a soul and experience inspiration. Unlike us, the lowborn, we aren't supposed to feel anything but suffering, let alone express it in poetry. Thank you for the resub, Ratto, for the 6 months. Thank you very, very much. Everyone notices that Gloria is clutching pages filled with writing, her poems. Your sister casts a mournful glance at the family, and her eyes rest on you. I mean, I stan Gloria, so, like... Huh. No, we're not... No. Nah. I gotta stick behind Gloria. She's our only sibling that isn't, like, a fucking piece of shit. I mean, Nathan isn't that bad. He's just kind of a She's just kind of washed up. You rise from your seat and speak. In your speech, you wholeheartedly support your sister. Gloria had the misfortune to be born a commoner, but she is still entitled to express her feeling. Why is Stefan the only one who has the right to delight a mother with his creations? Every member of the family should be equal. Mother says, but what about her lot, son? Gloria is permitting herself to practice a noble activity, thus breaching the divine order. You softly explain to Mother that times have changed. Nowadays, art isn't just a pleasure for the nobles, it's also a trade plied by many commoners. More and more low-born tradespeople are taking up the pen and ink rather than the hammer. This is their labor and their suffering. Mother lets out a heavy sigh, but yields to the onslaught of your inspired speech. Emboldened by your effort, Gloria steps into the center of the room. Her eyes are fixed on Father. A stranger and a bastard I am called. I am, but still I long for you to say that I am yours, and melts the icy cold that burns within my heart both night and day. My mother and brothers are near, but I feel cold as though we were apart. Ashamed, yet still compelled to make you hear, I long to hold you closely to my heart. I am a stranger, 'tis my only crime. Forgive me. Oh, but mercy is forbidden. I hope you'll see, if not forgive, in time, my bitter love, both joyous and well hidden. Father stares at her in bewilderment. Gloria, Stefan springs to his feet and leaves for his chambers, slamming the door behind him. Thank you for the resub, the generic cruiser. Generic user, thank you. I was gonna recommend you to join Arcadum's new VTuber group, but I was already invited. Thank you, generic user. I'm very excited. Mother says, I don't feel so well. Nathan, son, help me to my room. Mother leaves the room, leaning on Nathan's arm. The celebration is cut short. Oh man, we really lost Unity by sticking by Gloria. That shit sucks, man. News from the capital quickly reaches every corner of the empire. Geryon and Flavius, the heirs to the throne, have left the emperor's place for the province of Monia, which is ruled by Great Chancellor Agarius Monroe. The Great Chancellor has accused the emperor's court of harboring malefactors conspiring against the imperial heirs. This is why he has offered them shelter and safety in his own impregnable citadel. The common people are particularly worried by the news. They take it as a sign that the Chancellor is seeking to solidify his power by holding the heirs hostage. If this continues, Monroe could coerce the Emperor into revoking the imperial law, thus depriving the common estate of any and all rights. All hope for the reform in the Empire has vanished. From farmer to rich industrialist, the commoners are growing desperate. In your province, the authorities are trying their best to put the people at ease. The magistrate of Anazote makes a speech from his balcony to the excited crowd below. Trust in your emperor, good people. The imperial heirs are the future of the great Tempest dynasty. The emperor has made the wise decision to send them away from the scheming court. Great Chancellor Monroe will take good care of them and keep them safe. All glory to the empire. All glory to the Tempests. Oh, our chapter's almost over. Huh. That's the one we're trying to go for. I don't know if we're gonna get it. We seem to have been fucking a lot of things up lately. Since the incident with Priestess Ariadella, Patriarch Cassius has mostly retreated from the public eye and stopped preaching. A coincidence? No one can say for sure. Not all witches and mages resemble the pious Ariadella. You still remember Brian, the young boy who went to your school. If you and Thomas had not stopped him, he would have burned that school to the ground. You cannot help but to think the Patriarch maybe aiding mages and offering them shelter. The very thought makes you uneasy. You share your concerns with Jean and Father Ulrich. Your mentor nods in support. I have seen this before. Junius Diamant, the Patriarch of Astinia, has attempted to protect a couple of sinners once. There was a priest who was rutting with a witch, and Junius tried to protect them. So perhaps you're right, Chad. Perhaps our Cassius has a soft spot for those abhorrent degenerates as well. I say we should investigate. You exchange glances with Jean. Both of you still recall that tribunal in Eterna 5 years ago. It's a shame the Order has no way to secretly gather information about the parishes that support the Patriarch. Everyone in those parishes knows each and every Inquisitor by sight. I intend to ask the secret chancellery for aid. This should be a simple matter for them. Undercover outlaws who challenge and undermine the Emperor's sacred rule. Rebels who pose a threat to the twins' blessed order of the present. The secret chancellery wages war on all these foes. You know very little about their other activities. The Order and the secret chancellery decide to work together. For the long year that follows, they painstakingly search for clues and investigate rumors. Oh geez, is my voice already about to give out? Give me a minute. You examine each and every parish in Magra, trying in vain to find other mages sheltered by the Patriarch, if such mages even exist. You lose nearly all hope of success. But then, one winter night, your efforts are finally rewarded. Chad Thundercock, why are you hunting mages? No, bud. The sunset outside the window has turned to dusk, but Jean still has not returned to the ward. Normally, she would tell you if she were doing something after hours. You grow worried. Seeking reassurance, you approach the champions of faith who have stood guard for the day and ask them when they last saw Sister Jean. Oh, why, Sister Jean left early this morning to help the secret chancellery. Their agents ran up to her at the doorstep. He gave her a sealed note, and they drove away together. He said it was important. They say they found the trail of a runaway mage. Somewhere along the western edge of the city, in the warehouses in the old city walls. I say you shouldn't worry. We check a dozen such rumors from their agent every month, but we never find anything. Despite the captain's reassurances, you remain apprehensive. You tell Karanim to gather the champions and check on her. You go to the western edge of Anazote. There are almost no residential buildings there, just ruins and workhouses. In fact, it can be quite hard to tell one from the other. As the half-crumbled wall on the edge of the city draws near, you feel your heart beat with greater urgency. Your apprehension grows. You come to the warehouse. The door is smashed in, ripped off the hinges. The inside is splattered with blood. You see wrecked furniture and soot. An intense battle was fought here. Thank you for the sub, Yellow Griploid. By the basement stairs, you find a small pile of scorched clothes, the last remnants of someone's lesser death. It looks nothing like Jean's cassock, thank the twins. There's something in the lapel of the charred jacket, a brooch in the shape of a wheel. This belonged to an agent of the secret chancellery. One floor below you, you hear a blow, followed by a woman's muffled moan. Jean could be down there. Captain Agaranim nods. Like a prayer, he whispers the usual words. Inquisitor Chad, you are a person I now must wield. Or a weapon I now must wield. Strike my enemies down until I tell you otherwise. At his order, the champions of faith move out. Their heavy boots thunder down the stairs to the basement. You run down behind them. A tunnel, low and dark. Jean is there, surrounded by half a dozen figures. Her face is bruised, her lips cracked, her eyes barely open. Her cassock shows several knife cuts soaked with blood. The unknown thugs turn to face you. They have gunpowder weapons. Shots explode in the dark. Swords flash like bolts of lightning. Screams. One of them summons a magical fire in his hands. You clutch hard at a thin silver slab with a prayer to the younger, and the magical flames are doused as the silver melts in your hand. You continue the whispered prayer, staring straight into the mage's eyes. At this moment, in this place, it feels easier than ever to invoke the younger's ruthless law. The mage glances around as the champions of faith push the outlaws back despite the flurry of explosive shots. The rebels' weapons are too slow to reload, and in close combat they are clearly weaker. The mage turns tail and runs away down a long, dark tunnel. You glance back at Jean. Blood still oozes from her wounds, but more slowly. Her eyes are closed. We have two options here. I'm gonna be honest, chat. I don't like that we're hunting mages. I would rather stay back and heal Jean. I mean, Jean is a piece of shit. Like, she does suck, but... Yeah, why are there two heal Jeans? Hold on. Oh, my overlay is covering it. Inquisitor... Inquisition. Huh. It's just a stat difference. Yeah, we could die if we chase the mage. Maybe. Yeah, I don't really want to hunt the mage, chat. I'm trying to bring Chad back to the light, okay? Thank you for the sub before, NR. You rush to Jean's side, dodging the slashing swords and swinging wooden clubs. A bullet hits the wall next to you, throwing a cloud of stone dust in your face. You take the silver encircled cross from your neck and touch it to her wounds. May the Elder grant you the power to heal them. The wounds flare up with a blinding white light. The bleeding stops. The bruises and cuts on her face fade away. The blessed silver in your hands was the price of the faith's sacrifice. A moment later, the holy symbol melts into a white glow. You untie Jean from the chair to which she was bound. She opens her eyes, nods to you, and faints. The fight is over. The champions of faith are victorious. You take a few moments to fashion crude stretchers out of nearby planks of wood and rags, then leave the bloodied warehouse, carrying out your wounded. Then, one by one, you drag the cutthroats out of the basement. The secret chancellery men finally arrive, too late for the fight, and stuff the thugs into inconspicuous, windowless wagons. Is Patriarch Cassius involved in this? You can only hope you will learn the answer soon enough. Jean regains her senses as you leave the western outskirts of Anazote and enter the temple district. Chad? Did we catch the mage? You shake your head. Jean closes her eyes and remains silent for the rest of the trip. Many champions from your squad are wounded. They take them to the nearest temple for healing. Jean is utterly exhausted. She too needs help at the temple. She catches the arm of your cassock from out of the stretcher. Please stay with me a moment. You accompany Jean to the infirmary by the temple. You healed her wounds, so it should not take much to get her back on her feet very soon. Good food and proper rest is all she requires. Chad, what do you think? Is Cassius behind this? And if he is, what made him commit such a crime? When the infirmary nurses stop fussing around you, you take a stool and sit next to Jean's bed. With some difficulty, Jean pulls her arm out from under the bed sheets. Will you pray with me? You put your hands on hers. It feels warm, hard, and rough. Her fingers squeeze your hand gingerly. You begin the first words of the prayer of gratitude, and Jean repeats after you. As you reach the middle of the prayer, you'll notice that you can no longer hear her voice. Jean is asleep. You spend a moment sitting by Jean's bedside listening to her breathing. Then, you carefully take your hand out of hers and leave the infirmary. Yo, no. We're not gonna get it with Jean. Absolutely not. It has been several months since Jean was rescued from the insurgents. You learn that the mage hunted by the secret chancellery was a rebel, a member of the clandestine society who took refuge in a local parish. Father Ulrich took it upon himself to personally interrogate the abbot of the parish. The priest confessed to the crime. He even confirmed that Patriarch Cassius was involved. According to the abbot, he accepted the mage as an acolyte at the parish, after the Patriarch vouched for him personally. However, you are aware of the methods Father Ulrich employs to extract his confessions. The abbot's words may be far from the truth. You cannot help but suspect that Ulrich made the abbot lay all the blame on Cassius for his own mysterious reasons. Jean, on the other hand, is more eager than ever to believe that the Patriarch is guilty. We must put Cassius on trial before the new sacred conclave. The Patriarch stands before the twins, and they will judge our entire flock based on him. If the newly chosen Patriarch is a heretic, who knows what blasphemous obscenities he will utter in their presence. The evidence you have is not enough to bring the Patriarch to trial. However, Ulrich intends to use your information to destroy Cassius's public image and his support among the clergy. Thank you for the bits, Gabriel, the angel VTuber. I need you to tell me to get your ass in shape. If you tell me, I'll do it and get abs along with you. Gabriel, get your ass in shape. Come on, get it together. Your sacred mission is looking more and more like a dirty political game, and you find this sickening. Desperate for a change of scenery, you seek solace in a walk with the familiar alleyways of Anazote. You notice something different. An unusual number of the people in the streets of Anazote are armed. Not just nobles, even commoners have defied their lot by carrying small hatchets and clubs tucked in their belts. Father spoke of this at the dinner table last night. The city's guards are unable to maintain order on the streets. The commoner members of the lesser quorum are calling for the common folk to fight for their rights, while the nobles are mired in the ongoing struggle between Archduke Melanidas and Imperial Overseer Gaius Tempest. You feel uneasy. People are beginning to challenge Isadius' version of the lots. Too many now reject the divine law that brought order to the Empire by shackling its subjects' destinies to the lots. The Empire is changing, and you cannot help but feel a sense of foreboding, as though some dreadful, world-shaking event is about to take place. Thank you for the bits, Dabger. Do 10 crunches right now? I am reading! This is a reading stream, Dabger. Thank you for the bits, though. Oh, man. This one might not end up being that long because my throat is weak. Yo, you made the peanut butter ramen and it was fire? Hell yeah, boss maid. You do not remember how your legs guided you to the silver tree. As always, a profound sense of tranquility descends upon you. You close your eyes and whisper words of gratitude. As you pray, you hear a loud voice in the distance. A monk you have never met is preaching. The most sorrowful thing that happened when the twins descended to our earth was their deaths on opposite shores of the river Eterna. Thank you for the bits, unknown. Can you do 5? No! Chat, please. The elder was torn apart by the mob, whether from love, madness, or some other purpose, we do not know. Thank you for the sub, Shingo. At that very moment, the younger disappeared as well, gone in a flash of light. And so, a brief but terrible time of troubles began. The people were lost, unsure of what to do. The twins had told them of the peak and the foot of the shining pillar, but before they could tell people how to reach the peak and meet them in the hereafter, they were gone. 12 years passed between the day the twins died and the day Isadius, beloved disciple of the elder, described the twins as will, love, and law in his first book. And then, 2 years later, Isadius received his second revelation, and thus the second book was written. And in this book, the prophet taught us how to live a righteous life and earn a place at the peak of the shining pillar in the hereafter. And all the faithful found peace at last. With this understanding, the 3 lots came to be. You linger for a moment to listen to the sermon before moving on. You see few armed men in the slums, and almost no guards, and Azote still seems so peaceful here, just like in the days of your youth. Men and women pass by on the narrow streets, busy with their lives. You hear children's voices in the yards. 2 boys are pushing at each other by a fence. They are almost the same height, and both are thin, with light brown hair. One of them shouts at the other, "Don't do that! Mom's gonna punish us! She told us to stop!" His voice echoes in your head. The world around you ripples and quivers. The colors grow more vivid for a moment, and then instantly turn pale. Everything is getting brighter and brighter. There is light coming from the silver tree. It fills the slums. It hurts to look at it. A brilliant flash blinds you. The light drowns out everything. You see a crowd of people. Their faces are blurred and inscrutable, like fading old paintings. They're listening to a man's silhouette standing before them. You cannot hear his words, but you can feel the love emanating from him. It washes over everyone like a wave of warmth. He is a wise teacher offering guidance to his disciples. A peasant crawls up to the teacher on his hands and knees. He is harnessed to a plow. He reaches out in a desperate plea. And then the teacher removes the peasant's harness. He helps him to his feet and hands him a sword. And in this act, there is love. You have felt this sensation only once before. You cannot remember when. It is unquestionable, endless, absolute. The softest touch, like a hand wiping the tears from a child's face. The next moment, another silhouette appears beside the first. Your heart skips a beat. Crime is always followed by punishment. Inevitable, merciless retribution. The judge's sentence. This is right. This is how it must be. The judge is here, and he craves justice. The law is one, the same for all. The teacher is alone. His audience disappears, dissolving like shadows. The judge approaches, and the teacher steps towards him, his arms open in an embrace. The judge's sword suddenly rises to meet him. The image freezes before you. Both silhouettes disappear in the light of the silver tree. The sentence has been rendered, the lot fulfilled. And then you are surrounded by the slums of Anazote once again. The encircled cross of the twins feels hot against your chest, burning your skin through your cassock. Your breath is ragged, the blood pounding in your temples. You have just experienced an inexplicable revelation, a vision given to those seeking answers, those such as Prophet Isadius. And this revelation is bursting out of you. It must be interpreted correctly. Father Leonard? You go to the temple by the silver tree to share this revelation with a priest of the new faith. Well, we gotta do that. Go home. No, we have to. Oh shit, is Bao here? We have to go to Leonard. Let's go, baby. Bao, please. Hi, baby. You enter the temple at twilight. It is empty. Father Leonard walks toward you from within the temple and greets you with a smile. When he sees the trepidation on your face, he grows grave. Are you looking for me, Inquisitor? Has something happened? Without any preamble, you tell him about the vision you experienced in the flash of white light. The abbot listens to you intently. His face grows more and more thoughtful with every sentence you utter. And then, he seems to have an epiphany. Brother, this revelation is a sign from the twins, a sign of great mercy to the new believers. It shows us that our faith is true. One's lot is not a shackle of stone, not an immutable form that cannot be changed. You saw it with your own eyes. The elder took the commoner's lot away from him and gave him a new one. So a commoner may become noble. Such is the elder's mercy. Thank you for the gifted sub, Dark Sauce. The elder chose to help people, and the younger made himself their judge. They chose their own lots, and so we must each seek our own path to the twins. And if one path does not suit you, then choose a different path and blaze your own trail to the peak. I'm begging you, please speak of your revelation at tomorrow's sermon. You agree, although you know that openly supporting Father Leonard could deal a blow to your family's reputation. Among the nobles, the new faith is still considered heresy for the lowborn. Stefan will surely be furious, but that does not matter anymore. As you walk home, you consider Father Leonard's words again and again. Your doubt grows. The changing of lots was not the most important part of your vision. There was something else, something unjust, yet also orderly and natural. Fuck yeah, baby, let's go. Oh, we're disgraced as hell. Romance unlocked with Leonard. Ah, no secret plot for Stefan. That's fine, fuck Stefan. Yo, chat, I'm gonna run and fill up my water super quickly. It's just gonna be a second. Oh man. Oh. I gotta moisten my instrument. Nice water pressure, by the way. Thank you. Jesus, chat. Oh man, let's see how much further I can take it. Alright. Your home is quiet tonight. Father is away, arbitrating disputes in the Magrin villages. Stefan is visiting one of his high-placed patrons. After a dinner spent in silence, everyone retreats to their chambers. You are about to retire for the night when Gloria calls out to you. Chad, wait a minute. I have an important favor to ask you. Your sister leads you to her longtime refugee, the library. Refuge. Here, in the shadows between the bookcases. You will not be overheard. Brother, I wish to speak with you before Stefan returns. His scheming is becoming unbearable. It's beyond Sir Robert's power to stop him, let alone Mother or Nathan. You're my only hope. You shrug. All families argue from time to time, but every quarrel has to end sooner or later. Yes, it will end when Stefan finally gets rid of me. As far as he's concerned, I'm just a stumbling block in this stain on his father's good name. He lets me stay in the house only to avoid causing a scandal in high society. but as soon as the Brontes get his precious nobility of the sword, I'll be out on the street in the blink of an eye. Chad, you don't want for me to get kicked out of the family, do you? Please help me. I need to convince Sir Robert to adopt me. Thank you for the resub, Starghost. Thank you. After that, it won't be so easy for Stefan to dispose of me. And then I won't bear the stigma of being a bastard anymore. I know Sir Robert would agree, if only by virtue of the love he has for a mother, but Stefan is standing in the way. Tell me, will you help me? Gloria, does this mean we're gonna kill Stefan? An illegitimate child who has never known her father, a stranger in the family. Gloria looks at you with hopeful, pleading eyes. Thank you for the resub, Gremlin Hunter. Well, I mean, like, it's obvious choice, chat. We don't even need to talk about it. You give Gloria a firm embrace. Ever since you were children, she has always been by your side. The two of you may have different fathers, but she is your sister, and she must remain a member of this family. It's your duty to come to her aid. You will make sure Gloria becomes a Brante. Gloria lets out a sigh of relief and hugs you back. It makes me so happy to know you're on my side. You wait for Stefan to come home. Your brother returns from his visit mirthful and in high spirits. This is the perfect moment to have a talk. That went splendidly, brother. Magistrate Earl Vermin himself will support us. I'm on a friendly footing with his son now. It won't be long before we become nobles of the sword. Why are you still up? You raise the matter of your sister. The feud between Stefan and Gloria must end. Your brother seems to be unaware of how much damage it is inflicting on the family, but you know how to remedy it. The reason for everything is Gloria's lowly station. She should bear the Brante name. Your brother assumes a bored mien. Whatever that means. Don't waste your time, brother. I know what Gloria's after. You mentioned damage to the family. Can you even fathom what this would mean for the Brante name? By allowing an illegitimate child into his family, our father would cover us with an indelible shame. Several generations of Brontes to come would not even dare to dream of becoming nobles of the sword. By the twin gods, I will not let it happen. Thank you for the sub, Alicorns. You attempt to point out to Stefan that Gloria's desperate situation is leading her to more and more audacious escapades. If your sister becomes a member of this family, she'll stop. Thank you for the sub, Axebringers. Believe me, Chad, I want to see Gloria at peace as much as you do, but not at the cost of our entire family's future. Absolutely not. I have a different idea for Gloria, and I'm sure this solution will satisfy everyone involved. Good night. You let your sister know of Stefan's vehement denial. Gloria is so vexed she's shaking. So he wouldn't even hear us out. Is that it? He's willing to do anything just to drive me out, isn't he? Chad, we need to think of something. Gloria will continue her battle for the right to stay within the family, and you have promised to help her. Oh, interesting. Sorry, I was looking at the secret plot thing. I guess that just means a secret plan, not a secret, route. A servant wakes you up in the middle of the night. There is a visitor, a champion of faith with an urgent note. You unfold the scrap of paper. Meet me at the silver tree. It is urgent, Jean. She would not summon you so late unless it were truly important. Something has happened. Is Jean in danger? The shining pillar is particularly bright tonight, its light merging with the glow of the silver tree. Jean is not by the temple door. She is a bit further away, in the square. She greets you and leads you under one of the tree's enormous roots. It is twisted and bent, forming a peculiar kind of grotto. Thank you for the tier 2 gifted sub, Kindred Kinesis to Bow. Thank you very much. Chad Thundercock, there's something I must tell you. You are the only person I can bare my soul to. Under the silver tree, no one can ever tell a lie. I will be completely honest with you. Please offer me your guidance. Or, if I am to suffer for all eternity in the hereafter, then tell me this too. Slowly, you nod in return. The silver tree's tranquility fills you. The woman who stands before you is not an inquisitor right now. At this moment, she is a human, a person, with all her weaknesses, mistakes, and inner conflicts. Of course, you tell her, you would be glad to offer her some guidance. Jean sighs heavily. She's terrified, but her resolve is stronger than her fear. The twins are law and will and love. This is what we tell everyone who comes to us for help. This is what we say so many times a day in prayer. Their law is clear to me, and I can feel their will everywhere, but what do I do about love? How am I supposed to tell their love from the worldly love that no priests are ever allowed to feel? Do you remember when we first met? It was here, a lifetime ago. We both belonged to the common lot back then. I took your hands in mine. I wanted to keep you safe at the temple, safe from the corrupting teachings of Fotis. And that's where it all began. I can still remember how you blushed. All my life, service to the twins has been my only truth. I've known my path and the sacrifices I had to make ever since I was a little girl. I'll never be a wife or a mother. I'll never live a life of pleasure. I have been given the gift of truth. I am the one that must bring the word to the world. But you, every day I spend with you is agony. No, this isn't a love confession, is it, Jean? I've gone astray. The light of the twins used to be my beacon, but you're blocking it out. This is wrong. I've played to the twins again and again to set me free of this emotion. I've tried so hard to purge the thoughts of you from my mind, tried to see you as a test they have sent to me, but I can't. You're my sin, my torture, my love. I cannot hide from this. Jean, you hate me. Our relationship is so low. Why? Show me the way, please. You're the only one who can do this, and no one else. Jean's hazel eyes are full of tears. The branches of the silver tree glow softly above you. She is right. There is no hiding from love. You cannot resist it. Should you even try? This is a place of honesty. And this love, it fills you both. It asks no questions as it guides you towards one another with great certainty. No! No! I'm taking a fucking water break. You take a step closer to Jean. Your heart is beating so hard, it feels as though your ribs are about to break. Then, awkward, uncertain, but utterly sincere, a kiss. For one moment, Jean is paralyzed in your arms, and then she responds with passion, with all the love she has professed. This feeling, this emotion, so sincere, so strong. It's a gift from the twins. This touch feels so unfamiliar to you, so frightening to her. Your bodies have never known it before, bound and shackled by years of taboo. But right now, you're both guided by something more than attraction and lust. This is love, profound and absolute, that which only they may give. With a sense of awe, you remove the veil from her head, her hair. It's been so long you forgot what color it was. It's blonde, and it shines like a halo in the silver tree's glow. Jean moves away from you. Her fingers caress your neck. You cover her palms and wrists with kisses and undo the buttons and belt on her clothing. The fallen leaves are soft, like the softest bed, and you... No! You cross the line you must not cross, but the power of divine love is irresistible. Chad! There are no more secrets between you. You close your eyes. Sight is only a distraction now. You find her lips blindly. You share in her passion, relish her tenderness, and put her fears to rest. And she responds to you in kind and perfect unison. All is just as it should be. No! Stop! I don't know if I can read this on Twitch. It's lewd. It's lewd. Warmth spreads through your bodies like a roaring fireplace on a rainy autumn day, like a long conversation with those you hold most dear. Honesty and awe, you've never felt so alive. This is more than mere intimacy, so much more. It is stronger than both of you. Time has been shattered. Minutes pass, hours, or perhaps even seconds. Together, you seem to share a furtive glance at an entire life you never lived. You lie down by her side out of breath. Jean nestles closer to you. Her fingers trace the contours of your chest as you stroke her hair. When the sunrise finds you, it catches you by surprise. Jean's body is illuminated by the sun. She blushes and turns away. You fumble for your clothes, averting your gaze and trying in vain to hide your physical and spiritual nudity. You do not look at each other until your bodies are clothed again. We can't deny this. We can't pretend it didn't happen. But what do we do now? Yo, it was an illusion. Oh, fuck. That's the only option we can take. I mean... What happened was not your will. It was the will of the silver tree. It filled you with a craving for a love you have never known. But the law of the faith cannot be altered. For priests, physical love and the union of the flesh are forbidden. Jean looks downward. You are both silent. The hum of morning life fills the slums around the tree. A thought surprises you. There were so many people around. It feels awkward. Oh my god, you dirty, dirty boy. When Jean can finally look at you again, her eyes are glistening with tears. You're right. It was just an illusion. What we did is forbidden. I have to go. Yo, did we do that in front of everyone? What the fuck? She walks away from the silver tree. Her back is unusually straight. She does not want her weakness to show. You look up at the tree's branches and whisper a prayer. Strength fills your body. The illusion is gone now. Reality awaits. It's time to serve the twins. Oh, we can keep pushing for a little longer, I think. Thank you for the bits, Failibus. That is a wild message that I can't read out loud, but thank you very much. I can't believe this shit, chat. I mean, I know it's our first playthrough, so I'm not gonna kick my ass too hard, but we were the chosen one. Ugh. Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to the reputation of the Brante family. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far, the noble families of the city have patiently endured your transgressions. but now you have lost face in their eyes. Noble society is eager to bring your every dusty scandal back into the light. Old offenses, ancient grievances, and naturally, Father's marriage to Lydia Brante and Gloria's ignoble origins. And they have surely not forgotten that the sons of Robert and Lydia Brante, Chad and Nathan, were born out of wedlock. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behavior will seem perfectly ordinary on the surface. But no matter where you go now, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. Thank you for the bits here after Hydra. We have to accept this and humbly bear this burden. All hope of being ennobled by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonor. We didn't have a choice! We didn't have a choice but to... I'm in hell. I'm in hell. The Brante name is dragged through the dirt, never to recover. Thank you for the sub, Jack of Ashes. I think I missed you. Rumors are running wild in Anazote. People say that a mysterious, clandestine society called the Last Straw holds the entirety of the city's seedy underbelly in its clutches, with men in safe houses all over Anazote, plotting and scheming against the nobles and rulers of the province. Their leader is a woman, a ruthless criminal by the name of Sophia. Yo, based Sophia! She evaded all attempts at capture. When, chat, when we replay this game, because what I'm gonna end up doing is probably just skipping the first chapter, but I definitely want to go down the rebellion route. I definitely wanna take up arms with Sophia. The common people both fear the Last Straw and sympathize with their cause. If the rumors are true, the city finally has someone who will stop at nothing to help the people claim their rights. But who would support this secret organization? And did the insurgents manage to survive this long? How did the insurgents manage to survive this long? No one in the city knows the answers. Magistrate El Vermin must assuage the people's fears once again. The vile mutineers and heretics who call themselves the Last Straw will be caught and executed very soon, and anyone who has given them money and shelter will meet the same fate. The secret chancellery will make sure of that. But even when facing a manhunt, the Last Straw still endures. Slowly but surely, the influence of this underground organization is spreading throughout the city. Oof. Okay, chat. I didn't want to, I know we've only gone like, I mean, an hour and 40 minutes isn't terrible. I would have wanted to push us to 2 hours, but my voice, my voice chat, it's given out. So I'll continue this soon. Like I said, these are very easy streams for me to do. It just is so taxing on my poor voice. Oh, an hour and 35 minutes. My timer's different. Should I find somebody to raid? I don't think I could take any more suffering tonight. Me neither, Kazi. Oh my god, we're going down such a weird route. I will be back very, very soon. Raid Girl DM or Vienna. I don't think I've ever raided Girl DM. I would love to raid Girl DM. Give us just a minute, chat. Thank you for being here. Oh, again, these are different streams. They're not super interactive or anything. But a lot of people really enjoy them, so thank you. I'm trying to get a raid set up. This went an interesting route. When we play this game again, like I said, I'm gonna skip the first chapter because it's like the same every time, apparently. We're gonna go down the rebellion route. Okay. Let's see. Girl DM is playing Ori of the Blind Forest right now, which has been on my playlist for quite a long time. Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, raid. Girl DM. Okay, raid message. We could do a comfy raid? Comfy raid with the comfy emote? Let's see if I can find that bad boy. There we go. Alright, I'm about to send us off. Okay. Again, thank you guys for being here. I give you, I kiss the homies goodnight. Mwah! You know the drill. Go get 'em, Tiger.